Last month, the council discussed the addition of administrative fees for property abated. This item went before the council for approval. The council unanimously approved the fees. Tahlequah Soccer Club presented a contract for use of the soccer fields from January 1st, 2010 to December 31st, 2010. Mayor Purdy pointed out some concerns.
But the concern is we're considering a proposal to adopt a contract for use of property that's not owned or managed by the city of Tahlequah.
Right.
We think we have a fairly efficient answer to that question. But I was talking with Mr. Medeiros, and I'll let him elaborate on it if it needs to be elaborated on. But we think that perhaps, and Mr. Smith and I were talking about the same thing earlier tonight, if the city actually entered into a lease agreement with TIA for use of the fields, then we would be authorized to enter the contract and assume the liability. And of course, executing the document's not the big issue. The liability issues are, I think, the larger ones. And given that we would have the insurance requirement for the rec fields. So
do we need to do this?
I'm thinking of the same. Park, do you have anything to say on that?
Well, we need to do one of two things. I think either the city needs to enter into a lease agreement with the industrial authority so that they can then give permission to the soccer club to use it, or the soccer club needs to make contact with the industrial authority directly to get their permission to do what they're asking the city to allow them to do.
Kevin, do you know when the next TIA meeting is scheduled?
Third Wednesday of the month.
Third Wednesday of the month.
Third Wednesday of the month, and they meet here at what time?
6 o'clock.
5:30 or 6. It's changed to 5.
It's either 5 or 5:30.
Connie, let's leave it this way. If we need you to, I'm thinking that it, again, is cleanest and kind of sets us up the best for the long term, for the city to execute the agreement with the trust.
And we have plenty of time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Next, the council accepted a street drainage and utility easement from the Methodist Home for the West Allen Road project. Also approved was to lease purchase a 2008 Komatsu D65 crawler dozer for the street department. A lease purchase agreement with Bank First was also approved.
This has kind of happened all of a sudden here. I'm not a large fan of lease purchases, everybody knows, but under the circumstances here, we're fixing to lose a $30,000 government incentive on this piece of equipment. We've been leasing it. It's been being worked at our solid waste site since about April. They're going to allow us to, the money we've paid on this lease is, they're going to allow it to go towards the purchase of this dozer. We have to seal this, to save the $30,000, we have to seal this lease purchase by the end of this month. And
is this in our budget?
yes, it is. What's in the budget is it's a budget item to buy the dozer.
Okay.
And which we could get there. What the balance of the dozer is about $148,000, which what we're proposing here is a lease purchase of using 110 to lease purchase through Bank First. Here we've got about a half a dozen projects that we want to cost share this dozer off, where it won't cost our general fund the full amount.
Okay.
So with that, visit with the mayor. It makes the best sense that we feel to use this cost sharing against this dozer, where it saves our general fund. So with that, that's what I'm here to.
And that makes it a fairly unique proposal in terms of the other options to lease purchase different equipment in the various departments. This is one that really makes sense financially from the cost sharing that's been going on, but especially that between the street department and the solid waste services department for development of the new transfer station site out on the west side of town. It's very much been a collaborative type of project, and so we think that arrangement and the expectation of that to continue is one where that shared cost between the different departments puts this issue of a lease purchase agreement, lease purchase arrangement in a different kind of light, and one that makes sense.
Council broke to go into executive session. We'll have the results when we get back.